Here's a question for you. Would you pay $1,500 for a headset that makes meetings look like this? That is what Mark Zuckerberg's Meta is hoping that you'll do. Or at least that's what I thought when I first watched their presentation. I thought that they were just offering a better way of doing Zoom calls in very unimaginative situations. So to my surprise, when doing more research to this video, I started learning about why the metaverse is such a brilliant idea, but then ultimately got more and more frustrated with how poorly Mark Zuckerberg was executing this brilliant idea and why I think that this is going to be really bad for Meta shareholders. Now, credit where credit's due, Facebook's revenue has gone from $5 billion in 2012 all the way up to $120 billion in 2021. That is a godly amount of revenue growth. But not just revenue growth, even its free cash flow growth, which is the most important growth to us, the shareholders, because that's the cash that can be returned to us in the form of dividends, has ballooned from 377 million all the way up to 40 billion, which is just incredible. However, this is where problems start to occur for Facebook. Where that revenue growth came from over the last 10 years was from acquiring businesses like WhatsApp and Instagram and adding their ad model that was on Facebook to those other businesses. Now, Congress has stopped Facebook from buying up businesses like this to prevent it from becoming a further social media monopoly. But not just Congress, Apple have also restricted Facebook's ability to target adverts at people by questioning anyone with an Apple device as to whether they would be willing to share their personal data with that app. This move by Apple reportedly cost Facebook around $10 billion in revenue going into 2022. And Zuckerberg was not happy with this. This is the first warning sign for me on this stock, is the fact that Meta is not only pouring tons of money into the metaverse, but the CEO, the owner of the company that is driving this project, doesn't actually care that much about the metaverse. What he cares about is owning the software and the hardware so that he can make as much money from advertisements and your personal data as possible. However, I'm a little bit worried for Zuckerberg because his Meta platform, Decentraland, a place which people with these VR headsets can go and talk to each other, currently only has 8,000 daily active users. Compare that to Facebook that has 1.62 billion. Last quarter, Meta reportedly spent 4 billion on the metaverse, and assuming we stretch that across the entire year, that would be 16 billion for 2022. That means that Meta is spending 16 billion on 8,000 daily active users. Actually, let's put it this way, Facebook are currently spending $2 million per user per year. That's insane. Another thing is, I doubt Zuckerberg uses the metaverse himself. Just look at how fake and robotic he seems when he's talking to his employees about playing one of the metaverse games. Oh, this is so cringy.
Deb, do you want to take us through some of the exciting games in the pipeline for Quest?
Absolutely. Over the years, we've had the opportunity to work with incredible developers like Vertigo Games, the studio behind fan favorite Arizona Sunshine.
I love Arizona Sunshine. That game basically got me and my friends through the first few months of the pandemic.
That's awesome.
No, Deb, it's not awesome, and there's a reason it's not awesome. That is because ever since you bought Oculus and fired its CEO, you also cancelled the games console that was going to go along with the Oculus headset. This console would have enabled ray tracing, which would have meant that every environment that you're in could have been way more high quality and realistic, not these ugly 2D looking orbs that remind everyone of the Nintendo Wii graphics from 10 years ago, but worse. What I really would have liked to have seen Meta do as well is invest heavily in the businesses that it already owns. Facebook really feels as though it needs a refresh. It feels really cluttered. I hate using it now. Instagram's the same, and Instagram only recently got a desktop version and it still doesn't have an iPad version. So I'm already starting to feel myself using them less and less, and I'm not missing it. Also, YouTube has incredible creator studios. So if you are a content creator on YouTube, you can really easily see who's watching it, what they like, and develop more content that people enjoy. If I put a post on Instagram, I've got no idea why it succeeds or it fails. And I just feel like Zuckerberg or Meta doesn't care about me at all and is trying to turn it into a version of TikTok, All the people that used to enjoy Instagram, I see them moving over to YouTube because they don't know how to make money on Instagram anymore. And the people that do know how to make money on Instagram now are instead making TikToks because that platform is more specialized towards that type of content. Now, as a consumer, I'm really excited to get my hands on a VR headset someday that I can use for work and also use for playing games and watching films. And it's actually a clip from the opening of Marcus Brownlee video on this exact same topic that made me really go, oh my god, that's a cool thing that I want to own. The ability to open my laptop and have several monitors all around me, like a proper workspace, but anywhere I go. I think that's fantastic. However, when I watched Zuckerberg's presentation on VR, it just so did not appeal to me. I didn't recognize myself as anyone in his video, and actually Zuckerberg's presentation on VR actually put me off the idea. After watching his presentation, I felt less inclined to ever purchase a VR headset than I did before I'd watched it. By all means, you shouldn't just buy stocks that issue dividends. You should buy businesses that you think are investing in things that you really believe in. And if they need all of their capital to do that, then by all means, don't buy a stock that doesn't issue a dividend, but then absolutely believe in that thing that they're investing in. And in this instance, what I believe in is Facebook and Instagram could be awesome if they received more investment. And Meta seems to be getting a lot of investment and is not awesome. What Zuckerberg should have done is he should have started with a smaller investment, he should have niched it, he should have targeted one specific group of people and snowballed it slowly over the course of a decade, while in the meantime returning some of the investment to shareholders that invested in it 10 years ago. I think they should be issuing a small dividend to say thank you to the people that hold the stock and got it to where it is today. But Zuckerberg's not going to do that, and in 10 years time he's still not going to be doing that, and that is why I personally won't touch the stock. You will have to decide whether you believe in the metaverse and whether you believe not just in that Zuckerberg's vision of what the metaverse should be.